back to the channel. In case you are new here, my name is Brian, and in today's video we'll be continuing from our last week's video where we introduced the USSD MPesa integration with Django. In our previous video we talked about the introduction to USSD and how to set up your Intercent and Africa stocking account. In this one we'll take it a step further by setting up a Django project and also designing the system flow for the application. And then lastly, I'll also show you how you can set up your Heroku account. We'll start by first designing our system and understand how the application works. Then next, I'll show you how to create and set up your Heroku deployment, how to configure the database. Secondly, I'll show you how to set up Heroku and how to configure the database. And then lastly, I'll walk you through how to create the project setup, how to create the apps, and then lastly, I'll show you how you can set up your Django project and how to create your first applications. So at the very top we have the service code where a check will be done. So when the user is an existing customer, the main menu will be displayed where the user can be able to choose from applying over loan and also loan repayment. On the other hand, if the user is not registered, the user will be prompted to register, enter the details, confirm the PIN, and then the details will be saved into the database. And now for the project setup, we are going to have four main core applications. The first one being the accounts app, which will manage the user's accounts and the member registration. Then we also have the USSD application that will handle the USSD logic in the application. The MPesa payments app will manage all the MPesa payments and repayments. And then finally we have the loan application app, which will manage the loan applications, approval and disbursement. So now that we have an overview of the project structure and the system design, let's go ahead and set up Heroku for our application. So all you need to do is to run Heroku, login, then press the key to enter. So we can just log in here. So let's go back to our terminal and run Heroku, create, then the name of our application, that is going to be FlexiCash. Then you press enter. Once that's created, we can now create the Heroku Postgres add-on. So Heroku add-ons, then create Heroku then hit enter. Okay, yeah, that's already created. So we have our database here. That is the add-on is the Heroku Postgres. The plan is essential. The price is $5 a month. Then once the add-on is created, now it's time to grab our database URL. And then this is the Postgres database URL that we have, so we're going to copy this one. Then inside our .env, we are going to assign it to this variable here. So it doesn't have to be in quotes, so we'll just leave it blank. Then the next thing that we need to have is the domain name for the just created application. So we can get that by running Heroku. I'll just clear my terminal. Heroku info, then the name of our app is FlexiCash. So the name of our app is this one, so let's just copy that link Then inside our allowed hosts, we can paste it over here. Then always remember to get rid of the HTTPS, it's not needed. Then one thing that we need to do is to add our secret key for the Django. So inside our project, the settings, then the secret variable is set to development, debug is true, the key, allowed host, the database URL, and the intersend keys. Those are just placeholders. You can go and replace yours with the actual sandbox or live keys. Then finally, we now need to link our Django application to the newly created Heroku application. Once again, in our terminal, clear it. Then you can just say Heroku git, then remote /a, then we just say the name of our application, which is FlexiCache, and y, then cache. So this one will link our Django application with the Heroku app that we just created. So let's press. It might take a second, so let's give it time. Yeah, there we go. So it has been set to that one. Now that was all about Heroku setup. We are not done yet, so we need to perform some migrations to ensure that the configuration is okay. So let me just close. Alright, so we have all our applications added over here. So the next thing that you want to do is to make the migrations, then we can push our applications to Heroku. So let's go ahead and run, clear the terminal, and Python manage on it, but make migrations. Then you need to specify the name. So we have USSD, we have our accounts app, we also have MPesa Express and loan application. Okay, just to mention one thing, before you can actually make your migrations, make sure that you've set up your database configuration correctly. You can see mine over here. I've set my database to the default, the database URL that was set in the environment variables, then we just imported it over here. So make sure that yours matches this one. We are not using the default SQLite for obvious reasons. So let's go ahead and migrate once we've ensured that all the apps and all the configuration files are set up correctly. So back into our terminal, let's run this one. Just like that. Then let's add everything. Let's push everything to our GitHub. Alright, then let's commit it. Then time to push it. So we can push them to Heroku by running git push origin, git push Heroku, nope, Heroku, then master. So yeah, the application was successful. Specify the callback URL for our application, and we can do that by just picking this, copying the URL, then into our Africa's token platform. We can go to sandbox, Then under USSD we can create a new channel. Let's give it 98.4.2.87. That should work. Then add the callback URL, then create channel, and then there we go. We have our channel now set up with the callback URL. If we head over to service codes, yeah, so that is set up. And now the next thing is to just so that's it for today's series. In the next one, we'll be configuring our views and models for all the applications. So if you found value in this video, please give it a like and also subscribe if you haven't. Also remember to check our Dev Cycle podcast, which is a weekly podcast where we talked about the latest tech trends and also hot topics, tutorials and deep dives into programming. So that's it for today, guys. See you in the next one.